Today on the Topping Show, Elon Musk on Trump's top jokes at the Al Smith dinner go viral. Trump's most popular tweet in October, as well as Trump's advertisement and Kamala saying she would do no changes, turns her comment into an advertising campaign. Porsche EV sedan, the Taycan sales are down 50%, while Stellantis will close their proving grounds as they try to cut costs. A BLM organizer says that stealing Gucci is reparations, and dozens of waffle brands are being recalled. All of that and much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Guys, he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also giving away a free Flamethrower with every IT purchase Q4. Go to toppingtechnologies.com to learn more. And yes, you can mount it to an AR-15. Also, and lastly, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Porsche sales for the EV are dwindling, like the batteries charging, which, yeah, good luck supporting those long term. Now, this specifically is their four-door, the sedan called the Taycan, which all 18 people, they really love. I'm kidding, they sell it more than that, but yeah, as a sports car enthusiast, I think of it as an abomination to the brand. Especially because obviously it's an EV and there's only two pedals, which, Now, going to a specific article, this comes from autodrive.com. There you can see I was about to say the front of the car. It's I don't want to say repulsive, but definitely not my style. I was about to say my cup of tea, but that's more British. This is a German car, so not my favorite Stein of swill or whatever the effect you would look for. Now, specifically, this comes to us again thanks to AutoDrive, and they say, quote, "Things are looking rather grim for Porsche's electric darling, the Taycan. After riding on the high of the initial EV enthusiasm, sales plummeted by a whopping 50% in 2024. The company has always scaled back production and it's, well, I'm not intentionally trying to butcher this pronunciation, but it'll probably be terribly inaccurate. The Zuffenhausen plant, maybe I got that right, from 2 shifts to just 1, a clear sign that the market appetite for this luxury EV isn't what it used to be," which, well, yeah, probably not. The only thing they did right about this is, at least it does look kind of cool and green, so I'll give them that credit. Their paint department is quite well. Well, they continue to say that, quote, "In the raw numbers, Porsche moved just 14,042 Taycans between January and September this year, a sharp drop from the previous year's performance. It's not just the Taycan feeling the pinch, though. Porsche's global sales overall dipped 7% during the same period, while other models followed suit. The Panamera is down 20%, which, well, that's the, still a four-door Porsche. It's bobbing. Great, I know they make most of their money from the SUVs, like most companies these days, and that's the Cayenne. But still, nevertheless, they say that the Panamera down about 20%, moving 21,506 units, while the Macan, the mainstay of the Porsche's lineup, which, yes, it is by volume, but we all think of the Porsche 911. Well, it came in before the government banned it with their EU regulations. Now, they say those also went down by 20%, with 55,000 units sold. Porsche claims that Macan dropped partially because of discontinuation of the gas version in Europe, as the EU tyranny continues to grow. Which again, why did they? My theory of why they want that, it's not emissions, because the globe cared about emissions. They'd focus on things like China, as well as India, which produced more than anyone else. But it's all about control. We're already seeing this in California, where you can't. They won't let you charge your car certain times of days. And yeah, if your social credit score isn't something, maybe you can't allow to drive, or they limit your radius. All about control, my 3 cents. And in Europe, they have a long history of doing that. Now, they say that Porsche's executive board, I can't believe that. I just can't fathom. They stopped selling the most popular SUV, the gas version, because they allowed the government to say, oh yeah, we're going to ban your most popular thing. Which is again another reason why businesses need to be involved in politics. Because this business is being bullied perhaps out of existence someday. Again, they killed the Cayman, one of the best cars ever, and which is the entry-level sports car in a Porsche with a stick shift is great, and the EU regulations say, oh yeah, cybersecurity reasons and emissions. Ridiculous. Now, Porsche's executive board member for sales and marketing, Deltan Villaplan, didn't sugarcoat the situation, but put on a brave face on things, saying, quote, "The market environment remains a challenging worldwide." And he says, quote, continues saying, "With the youngest model range of the company's history and sales structure that remains very balanced in the sales region, we are robust position. Our strategy is value-oriented sales has proven its worth and will continue to form the basis of our actions in the future. They also know that the pain was felt most in China. Let me fix that. China. There we go. Porsche's largest market, which nosedived 29%. Over in North America, things weren't much better at a 5% drop, which, not as bad as 30%, or 29. They say in China, Porsche pointed to the, quote, ongoing tension economic situation, while in the U.S., they cited, quote, limited production availability as a key culprit. And here you see one of those SUVs, which I'll give Porsche credit. Back in the day, which seems like just yesterday, was 2009, they actually had a V8 SUV with a stick shift, which, yeah, if I ever had to get an SUV in my life, I'd love to get one of those. That sucks because there's only about, like, I think less than 300 imported in the U.S., and even when they come up for sale with 100,000 miles, they go for like 50 grand plus. So, yeah, the odds are not good if I want an actual fun SUV. But I partially digress. They say, quote, curiously, despite the sales slump in Taycan sales, Porsche didn't make much of a fuss about the larger trend of softening EV demand. It's troubling the entire industry, while competitors like Mercedes and BMW are also struggling, particularly in China. The downturn in EV interest isn't unique to Porsche. But with electric versions of the 718, the upcoming Cayman, and upcoming electric Macan on the horizon, the brand seems to have a long view of thinking going to EV is their future. It's not. Oh, geez Louise. They say, quote, however, it also isn't all doom and gloom. The Cayenne continues to be Porsche's crown jewel. Yeah, the SUV, yeah, it's on the screen, the SUV. Talking, and this is why I understand why they sell it. It helps the company be massively profitable. That's what a lot of consumers want. They sold 77,686 of those things. That's a 21% increase. And that's why it's funny. People are always like, why do businesses make so many trucks and SUVs? The market demands them. The people love them, especially in North America. Now, they also know the iconic 1911 isn't going, well, I was thinking about America, 1911, the handgun, but this is the Porsche 911, which is German. 1911 is American, John Willis Browning, etc. Those were up 2%, totaling 39,744 units. Even as the soon-to-be discontinued 718 Boxer and Cayman saw a 10% boost with 18,048 units delivered in 2024. Again, the government is bullying them out of existence. The model is increasing by 10%. Government's kneecapping and destroying it. Turning into an abomination, an EV Cayman, which can't even take to most tracks because they don't have the fire suppression technology or the insurance policies for EVs. And also, yeah, you can't exactly recharge that between your racing sessions. Ugh. Disgusting. And here you can see some of the lineup of the vehicles. The most disgusting ones. The EV, all the sedans. Terrible. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens to Porsche. Not great news for them overall with the government bullying them out of existence. If only there's a globalism crackdown on the stick shift and ICE engines continues. Unfortunately, who knows? It might get so bad. Maybe we get some more freedom in America. Decrease some of the regulations here. Maybe it'll get so bad Europe has to immigrate from Germany to America and start making the Porsche 911 and the Cayman in America. 3 pedals, as they should all have by default, and a gas engine. Crazier things have happened throughout business history. Nothing's out of the realm of possibility. And let me know, do you think, these companies are just going to continue to shoot themselves in the foot, or maybe a better metaphor would be run over nails in the highway? Or will they actually, try to, have governments listen to logic and reason? So those things are usually like mixing oil and water for those types of conversations. Let's just say I'm a little pessimistic and it's quite sad. The moderately affordable for a sports car, Porsche came with a stick shift, which again for Porsche is entry level $76,000, which that's enormous. I couldn't afford it. It's an enormous amount of capital. Don't get me wrong, but the 911 starts like 6 figures plus. So yeah, definitely sad news as Porsche continues to crumble to EU regulations. But let me know your thoughts in the comments because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting business news, you have Stellantis to close their 4,000 acre proving grounds as they try to decrease their overall cost, which is really news because apparently they had proving grounds, which is where you actually test the quality assurance of the vehicle, longevity. You can really test out, really put it through its stress test. And I kind of just guessed Chrysler Stellantis, they didn't have that anymore because they're so darn unreliable. Even their trucks, well, the engine, if it's good old Cummins diesel, with the exception of the EPA kneecapping it with all the crap they bolt on to make it basically gum up itself. Well, yeah, actually no. With that, reliability is kind of going the way of the dodo, unfortunately, with most Dodge products. But let's go to the specific article by Luke over at the Detroit News, which somehow been in business since 1873, and a business in Detroit still exists. I'm pretty shocked and impressed. Some of those things where, yeah, my parents were there and they got out as soon as they could. Now, they say, quote, Stellantis to close 4,000 acre Arizona proving grounds as it trims cost. Here you can see one of those awesome tracks from the good old Google Maps down there. It is ginormous, which, yeah, that's got to be one of those fun bucket list things to do. Imagine driving a car in those things. Granted, these days, what would they actually, in terms of sports cars, what would they do? For Chrysler or Stellantis? Well, Dodge has the Charger. Well, no, that's going to be an EV two-door. Or a straight six turbo with 2 pedals and no Hemi. But I'm sure they have something to test. Chrysler has oh wait, no, Chrysler only has the minivan, the Pacifica now. There's like the has a Chrysler badge on it. Jeep is the Wrangler, but wait, that's like the most unreliable car in history. I don't think they do any actual like quality assurance with the Jeep. They just know that it'll sell because of the name, which it does have a cult following. They don't have to do much. But I partially digress. They say, quote, CNBC first reported the closure, noted that the maker of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles to start using a different Arizona test area owned by Toyota Motor Corp next year. Stellantis continues its 4,000 acre Chelsea proving grounds located in West Ann Arbor. The Arizona proving grounds purchased in 2007 was, wow, 70 lane miles for car testing? That's actually 69 more than their average vehicle could actually complete before breaking down. Well, partially kidding. It was included in a list of facilities tagged for closure in the UAW's 2023 contract with the automaker. Others unlisted parts and distribution centers that the company noted they want to consolidate larger hubs and continue to cut costs and continue to struggle and exist. Well, I added that last part. They said that Stellantis said there are 37 hourly employees that currently work in the proving grounds. The company said it'll be working with the union in order to offer them special packages where they can choose to follow their work and transfer of operations. Which, yeah, Stellantis is they've been the weakest of the big three being Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler, which Chrysler went bankrupt so bad in 2009, partially because of the union contracts. Well, they went so bankrupt so bad Europe bought them out with Fiat, and then later became Fiat, they bought Renault, then became Stellantis, I believe about 18 months ago, which does sound like a fancy, cool name, I suppose. But yeah, their sales have been always a little lackluster, and the quality, it allegedly existed at one point, which kind of heartbreaking for the Chrysler family, and the Dodge brothers, Dodge brothers are known for quality, and they, eventually the Dodge brothers sold. Well, they passed away. The widows sold it off to Chrysler, and eventually it all sold off into mediocrity. Anyone else miss when they made fun, cool things like the Dodge Viper, which only came with a V10 and a stick shift, or other iconic vehicles? The Dodge Neon SRT. Like, that was an underrated fun, turbocharged 4-cylinder to stick shift only. I mean, they used to make fun, awesome cars. And call me crazy, but I think they used to be more reliable. And it's no surprise that they're closing more proving grounds. I'm only moderately joking when it comes to reliability in terms of using this as that. But, like, it's one of those things where they had a couple too many in the books, but they need to cut costs left and right. Their profits are down 50% because of the ineptitudes, I would argue, in part because of the CEO, Carlos, who, admittedly, he did say he's going to step down in 2026, which, why wait that long? No idea why. It's a little bit perplexing, but not great news. And again, the silver lining is not too many employees are being displaced. It looks like, again, it's only 37 hourly employees, so hopefully they're able to find gainful employment at one of the competitors. But yeah, continues to be bad news in the headlines for Stellantis, and hopefully they turn things around soon. So again, not too many employees overall lose their jobs opportunities. But let me know, do you think Stellantis will realistically be able to turn around, or may go bankrupt yet again? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the Culture Part podcast, you have a BLM organizer saying that stealing Gucci is reparations. Though, granted, I'm no fashion aficionado. Obviously, I wear the same suit, as we say, darn near, actually, really, every single day. Buy once, cry once. One of those things where, never goes out. A good suit never goes out of style. Now, just because I'm a business owner, I do know a little bit about Gucci, not that I ever, pay for it. But yeah, she's saying for Gucci is like reparations. Gucci is famously based in Florence, Italy. And a lot of it, they brag about being handmade, high quality leather, yada yada. Great business story and success story. Appreciate it in that regard. But someone in America, there's also gals in California, double negative there, because slavery never existed in California. No topic for another time, perhaps. But now they're saying, stealing from Gucci is like reparations. Which, No, absolutely. And they're based in Italy. Yeah, I don't know about that, but let's see what she's thinking or trying to say. Now let's come to his thanks to End Wokeness, and it looks like a Fox News interview. And they're based. That's actually from the country of Chicago. I'm only partially kidding because coming from the great state, or some might argue the great country of Texas, Chicago is kind of the very bizarre situation. One of those things where it's almost the exact opposite of Texas, which perhaps is why so many businesses leave Illinois, or some people call it Illinois, for places like Florida and Texas. But I partially digress. Let's hear what she has to say. It's oddly enough 2024, and she's wearing a mask. She has some Harry Potter looking glasses, really unique, and short red dreadlocks, and a red mask. So there's some matching. So maybe she's a fashion guru. And this is the title from Fox News. It says, "Chaos in Chicago, Black Lives Matter rally accuse the looters."
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations.
Oh wait, what were those businesses again? Let's rewind that tape. Well, it's not tape in 2024, but you know.
Or a Macy's.
Macy's. Where are they headquartered again? Well, the fun fact of the day. So she's talking about Macy's. I just know they're not headquartered in Texas because I'm more of a Texas business guru. Well, based on my role. But where's Macy's headed? I want to say it's Chicago or New York. Where are they based at? I was right, New York. 131 West 34th Street. Fun fact of the day. So Macy's was in New York, so she's saying they're partially responsible for reparations.
Or a Nike.
Nike. Well, that one's pretty easy right off the top of your head. Famously headquartered in was it Oregon? Double check that headquarters reference. So she's saying Nike. Well, let's see, Nike HQ. Yeah, Beaverton, Oregon. No slavery there. Nike was oh yeah, that's a pretty new company. That's way after slavery. You could make the argument about, debatably, questionably paid people in Vietnam, but for her, no, absolutely not.
Because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
Mentally vacuous, morally vacuous, and moronic all intertwined into one. Yeah, one of the reasons why cost of goods sold in the United States are increasing exponentially, seemingly, is because of theft. Because again, it's almost incomprehensible how mentally vacuous she is. She said, "Oh yeah, insurance will pay for it." Have you ever worked with an insurance company? If you do that, the rates go up. And in this case, the rates goes up for the business, and at the rate, that it literally increases the rate of the cost of goods sold for everything. It's just passed on to the consumer. And yet I'm not sure if she's purposely being this ignorant, or if she really doesn't understand the basic concept of the ripple effect or economics or morality. But she's saying, "Oh yeah, the insurance companies will pay for it." Yeah, they'll pay for it once, and then you will pay for it in the end in the community. Inevitably, when they shut down these stores, then they'll say, "Why are these stores, closing?" Well, because they can't stay in business without making a profit. Hard to make a profit when things are constantly being stolen and employees are being literally beaten over the head with some of these handbags. Just beyond ridiculous. One more time.
That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything. If somebody...
Yeah, there's a lot more people in the background nodding in contention. Ridiculous. What was it? Target lost $400 million last year because of theft. Total retail theft in the United States has passed $1 billion. Again, that cost is passed on to everyone. Everyone should be irate at this. It's ridiculous. But it did get 1.9 million views on X and 28,000 likes, with some of the top comments coming from Gunther Edelman saying, quote, "It's theft," getting 828 likes, which, yeah, it is. You won't be charged, though, because it's Chicago, I'm sure. Paul Zupa says, "BLM is a domestic terrorist organization," getting 1.9 thousand likes. Mr. Bigglesworth Memes, A+, they did in fact respond in meme form this time. Says, "BLM is an organized crime group." It's a screenshot of a receipt, or a picture of a receipt, as well as cliche liberal white gal with a mask that says BLM. it's kind of redundant to say, but neon short hair, and says, "quote Two young white people came into my restaurant today, received an excellent service with a smile, and wow, the audacity is even more. Shake my head, or no, shake my effing head." And it looks like the receipt, instead of a specific tip or a tip amount, the receipt, let's see there, says, "All lives matter." Audacity. The girl herself, so she's saying 2 white people came to my restaurant today. Received excellent service. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay. I got 428 likes, though. Scrolling down more and more. Brew Chief says this lady right here is one of many, many reasons you should all vote for Trump, getting 2.8 thousand likes. George says Gucci supported BLM. Oh, they did. So I think, I added that second part. So I think it's the natural rewards for the efforts. I have no sympathy for them. Loot as many as you want, getting 2.9 thousand likes, which, yeah, I mean, that would be kind of a funny thing if it, and a lot of businesses did. I'm yes, you are no, said they need Gucci to close to feed their family. AOC probably, as a quote. Let's see. General TM says, after listening to this BS, anyone with a brain would have known that BLM was a scam, getting 365 likes. Which, yeah. Let me know, do you know any single neighborhood or a group of people, anyone who, on the actual individual people who are struggling, did anyone actually get any benefits from BLM? Did they clean up the neighborhoods? Did they provide economic opportunity or incentivize businesses to move into their neighborhoods and help? No. The founders were Marxists who they actually got busted for improper use of, all those funds, including paying for adult entertainment, inebriating themselves with many substances, and buying mansions all over the place. And true rules so they would not be fastened. We also have Sandy saying, "Let me break down this nonsense street." And it has a picture of California and says, "A state that never owned slaves is taking money from people who never owned slaves to give to people who were never slaves." Getting 302 likes. Which, yep, that's a big controversy in the United States because, yeah, that's why I don't think it'll ever be popular on a national scale. The white girl says, "Then the reparations conversation is over then, huh? Y'all looted and destroyed billions of dollars during your riots. Case closed." Getting 1,000 likes. Brian Kennedy says, "This person is a criminal, plain and simple." And there's a picture of Oprah screaming, you're a victim, and everyone's a victim." That's juxtapositioned by a picture of the BLM hand. Someone actually added a cock to it. Getting 328 likes. Machiavelli says BLM equals black looting matters, getting 159 likes. Diesel Babe says, "I'm pretty sure that's theft," getting 100 likes. Which, let's see here. Yeah, be interesting to see if this ever. I mean, I thought that organization kind of petered out just petered out, so to say. And it looks like they're still around, somehow raising funds, and people are still donating to them, despite all the expose documentaries showing the improper use of funds and how they really have helped anyone. But I mean, let me know. Do you think they'll make a comeback in terms of the cultural lexicon? This is the first time really. I mean, we've seen them really much activity lately. It looks like they're starting to reorganize things. But let me know in the comments because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Elon Musk on Trump's top jokes at the Alphabet dinner last week going viral. This comes to us thanks to, of course, Elon on the good old X. And he's responding to Trump's 5, this is about a minute 25. And Elon says, quote, "My favorite one was when he said that the only way Biden could be seamless is if he had a show on CNN."
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this race is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep them away. That's a nasty one. Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, allegedly he impregnated and aborted with a nanny, and then he slapped his girlfriend so hard she turned around. That's the person that the Democrats are saying that's a new face of masculinity. Allegedly, Doug, who allegedly did those things, abusing women physically, pressuring them to get abortions. That's yeah, that's where they're trying to make a hero.
Is here looking very glum. Doesn't it look glum? It looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
Companies start doing some extra stand-up. Got 6.5 million views and 65,000 likes. One of the first ones comes from Planet of Memes, which was overdue. They finally did, in fact, respond in meme form, saying, quote, delicious deers. It's a picture of Trump sipping like Coca-Cola. And it says, damn, those are good liberal tears. Well, we do have a contrarian statement right off the bat. You have Keith Aloha, which I follow because he's a leftist, and echo chambers getting a little bit boring. He said, Donald is not well, Donald is weak, Donald is frail. Remember that when you vote. Let's see. He says, Harris Walls, which, again, Keith Aloha. I want to say looks like a beta male, but he describes himself as, it's always the same copy paste. I swear they're part of a club or something. Vote blue, animal lover, pro-choice, never Trump. Which, yeah. But hey, he's got 17.9 million, 1,000 followers, doing something right? Not to brag, but I do have 500 followers on the X Twitter. Yeah, but if you follow me at The Topping Show, maybe I'll get 501. You never know. But Keith did get 1 like. Not too many, but he did get 1. Chuck Costello says, quote, he nailed the jokes even the ones he thought he didn't land. They're hilarious, getting 145 likes. Paul Zuba says the jokes are great because they're true, getting 59 likes. AKA says LMFAO getting 41 likes. Wall Street Ape says they told me I needed to make this quick because the city has reserved this large room for illegal aliens, getting 306 likes. Let's see. Naomi Seep says, my favorite was when Trump said it's okay that liberal men don't vote for him because their wives and lovers will. 251 likes. That's a good one when you look at party affiliations and their partner choices. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this is the best one. So, this is David Sullivan, pronouns prosecute Fauci, says, if I had to pick one joke, it would be Hillary Clinton 2016 performance, which, yeah, it's definitely worth revisiting.
With all of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, pardon me.
You shouldn't have, but he actually did pardon her.
And I very politely replied, let me talk to you about that after I get into office.
69 likes.
Thank you, Al. Wow. That was good. This is a hell of a dinner. Well, I want.
So, overall, roasting it, as they would say. And, yeah, I was going to say, Trump needs to start doing some stand-up side gigs. I don't know, let me know in the comments. How many people do you think this really moves in the political polls? Do you really think it makes much of a difference at this point? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting political news, you have Trump's most viral tweet of October talking about the Bret Baier interview with Kamala Harris. And when, it was like the first reporter to actually ask her questions. And apparently it's the first time she didn't have questions in advance. So, predictably, she crashed and burned. Pretty bad. Now, Trump says, quote, great job by Bret Baier in his interview with Lion Kamala Trump. Oh, wait a minute. God, this is Trump speaking right now. Let me fix this. Great job by Bret Baier in his interview with Lion Kamala Harris. She has a massive and irredeemable case of Trump derangement syndrome. So bad, in fact, she was barely able to speak about any subject other than the man who had the best economy ever, the strongest border in the history, and who just got a unanimous endorsement by the U.S. Border Patrol, me. Their endorsement was a tremendous honor. They said that Comrade Kamala did a terrible job, the absolute worst in memory, and it cannot be allowed to happen again. She's also the worst vice president in history, but hopefully will soon be gone. Again, congratulations to Brett Baer on a tough but fair interview that clearly showed how totally incompetent Kamala is for the good of our nation, and her inferior cognitive ability must be tested for once. Which, that might be the worst Trump impression you've heard in 10 years. But, I guess perhaps that's a word in and of itself. It was the best worst. Let me know in the comments. I'm only, partially kidding. But in all seriousness, that got 60, well, not me, but that post by Trump got 30.6 million views and 333,000 likes. One of the most liked tweets we've seen in weeks. With one of the top comments coming from ALX says, no one knew what she was talking about. Which, this is it's worth revisiting because it's so epically bad. Keep in mind, she also has the same earrings on, which looks suspiciously like the technology that allows you to actually listen to someone remotely. And I don't know any ladies who wear the same earrings every single interview with every single outfit. It's supposed to match. But I partially digress. This is the best question of the whole campaign we've seen.
Frankly, exhausted of Brett.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade,
But
people
you're the
have
lever of
become.
power.
But listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on.
Look at those same earrings. Just a friendly reminder, Democrats have been in charge for the, what is it? Was it 12 of the past 16 years? Something like that? Quite some time. She has the same ginormous Volkswagen-sized earrings. That's the dumbest thing she could possibly say. So, our country's been on the wrong track for 3.5 years, but Trump's been running for president. The hell? Trump was running for president 3 years ago, was he? And yet, epic fail. Going to the main comment section, you have AKA saying, quote, Kamala Harris got wrecked, getting 2.4 thousand likes. Emails Chong says Kamala needs to be gone, getting 2.6 thousand likes. Arthur Eagleman says the Brett Baer interview exposed her she was as being unstable and unfit, getting 4.3 thousand likes. We do have a contrarian statement. We had to dig through a couple of them. Paul Zupa also says, well said, Kamala's Trump rage syndrome was on full display. All she could do is blame the people's president for everything wrong, even though she's been at the power for the last 4 years. Kamala needs to face reality. She failed and needs to step aside so American can turn the page, getting 1,000 likes. We also have Human, who's a leftist. In fact, I can't but think he's a computer. It's almost too obvious. His name is Human? Really? That's just what a robot would say. Now, this alleged Human has a picture of the peace sign, the American flag sign, which is pretty rare for leftists these days, as well as a Ukrainian flag and a blue wave. And if you look at his profile, got 71.5 thousand followers. Maybe he's doing something right. I mean, he's not, but at least he's getting followers. He says, quote, real Donald Trump, are you kidding me? Let's break down your statement and call out the exaggerations, misleading claims, and outright lies, shall we? Best economy ever? That's a blatant lie. No, it wasn't. You discount the pandemic, or some people call it the planetdemic. It was ridiculous good. More Americans had dollars in their pocket then than ever before. It was great. Well, let's be honest. If Trump were to describe it, he'd say, the best economy, bar none. Something like that. I mean, gas is under $2 a gallon. First time we're energy independent in 60 plus years. But Human did get 620 likes, which is pretty viral. Platinum Memes did, in fact, respond in meme form. They're on a roll this week. He simply says error, and it's a Windows error, and it says critical error, and this code is Kamala.exe, and his picture of her. Got 216 likes. Demonology says, it's a little meme, says, I actually don't. What are you talking about? Someone has an AI picture, generated picture. Kamala is from Leonard's mom said, yep, she's now the poster child for Trump rage syndrome. And the cartoon is saying it's all Trump's fault. Ah. Yeah. Here. See, is any other? So there's a dancing Trump with Kamala trying to speak.
Democrats voted.
Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Oh wow, this is all the time she said it in the interview.
Donald Trump and
Democrats voted.
Donald Trump, 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 and Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
President Biden had a fundraiser debate stage.
Let's go back to
oil
Donald
profits.
Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald.
Yep. And they have nothing to stand for. All they do is talk about Donald Trump. They're running a hate campaign for years now. What do they have to offer you and I? Oh yeah, Trump's bad, Trump's bad, Trump's bad. Life for most people was a lot better back then. They got 2.5 thousand likes. See here? Vivek Ramaswamy parody account says emergency group chat after the DNC after the interview. It's a picture of a video of a phone smoking. Getting 1.6 thousand likes. Cheney Rich says the only way she wins is if the election is rigged. And it's a Polymarket poll that says Trump's at 58.5% and Kamala is at 41.3%. Got 4.1 thousand likes. So, yeah. Yeah, that was probably the only good interview she's ever... Oh, the only interview where they actually challenged her at all and probably didn't give her the questions ahead of time. And she crashed and burned. Epically. So again, a lot of people say vote blue no matter who. So let me know how much do you think this will really change anything in terms of the polls or prospective voters. As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Other interesting political news, you have Trump ad on Kamala saying she wouldn't change thing going viral yet again. This comes to us, of course, thanks to Donald J. Trump, hashtag real Donald Trump on the next Twitter, saying Kamala wouldn't change a thing. About 30 seconds long, but definitely worth a watch.
A flood of illegals, skyrocketing prices, global chaos, and Kamala wouldn't change a thing.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Nothing will change with Kamala. More weakness, more war, more welfare for illegals, and even more taxes. Only President Trump cut middle-class taxes, and only President Trump will do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Got 16.7 million views and 125,000 likes. I thought we'd make 126. Not so much. One of the first comments comes from Chuck Costello saying, quote, "She's downright disrespectful to the American people. Refused to answer any questions. She has no ability to connect or level with anyone. She's in office now. If we're going to do something about it, she would have done it already. The choice is clear. Vote Trump." 122 likes for that one. The persistence says to every single Donald Trump voter, please check your registration right now. Type into the internet your state, check voter stats, do it now. Okay, 1.8 thousand likes and good point. AKA says Kamala got demolished on Fox, getting 644 likes. The rabbit hole says, quote, Kamala Harris as a border czar. It shows, yeah, illegal immigration doubled and tripled and quadrupled when she was in office compared to Trump. Got 396 likes for that infograph, or that's not even info. Yeah, it's just a regular graph there. Planet Meme says, let's paint the United States MAGA red. There's Trump with a paint roller painting the whole states red, getting 565 likes, which, I mean, U.S. has never been that united in decades, and considering how politically and culturally divided we are, I don't think that ever happened. I mean, people in Minnesota, like, the people there vote for, Tim Walz to have abortion up to 9 months, including, day of and even after. I mean, I don't think they would ever vote for Trump, no matter how bad the economy is or how bad inflation is. I think politics become so weaponized, and some people worship as sports. It's become their sports and their religion, and they just don't think rationally. Some people, I don't think we'll ever. Let me know. Do you think we'll ever have a landslide election in our lifetime again? And I'm pretty skeptical, but it'd be interesting to hear what you have to say in that regard. We do have a contrarian statement. Again, this alleged human, again, just what a robot would say. And this alleged human says, quote, his hashtag is for humanity. He uses that for like numerical. It says, quote, that's because you blocked the bipartisan immigration bill, so you can use it as a campaign issue. Republican blocked the bipartisan immigration bill because they'd rather have a crisis to exploit. That bill will speed up the asylum process, which, yeah, that's not really helping tap down on that. They got 467 likes, mostly mentally vacuous, and it's also because most of that money will be going to Ukraine. The so-called border bill, which, again, every time you hear a political bill, whatever it's called, it's usually the antithesis. It's the opposite. Just like the Patriot Act. It's the most unpatriotic piece of trash ever, passed by Republicans and Democrats. And when it comes to the border bill, most of the biggest line item, like the biggest chunk of money is going to Ukraine. And for the U.S. is going towards border processing. What is it going towards actual border security? That's why Republicans didn't vote for it. I give Republicans credit. They usually don't deserve much. But they actually voted appropriately against that bill. I really hope Republicans will actually, stand up for the Second Amendment and repeal the NFA Act of 1934, the National Arms Firearms Act of 1934. But it's been almost 100 years. I'm not holding my breath anytime soon. You also have Clown World saying Kamala would make things 1,000 times worse, getting 561 likes. Paul Zupa says Kamala's policies are Joe's policies. How do you know? She said so, getting 162 likes. Face Electrician says, vote for me or else. It's a creepy picture of Kamala. Well, I should clarify that's all pictures, but it's one where she's gritting her teeth, getting 13 likes. Weird guy who had, I don't know, this is a trend with leftists, but a man who has a animated picture of a girl, his name is Franklin, who says, oh, yeah, 170,000 followers, vote Harris 2024 is his description. And this person says, Trump is too chicken to go on MSNBC. Getting 73 likes. No comments? How's that possible? Or they're not loading properly. Why can't you see it? Wait. Is that possible? Error?
A lot of illegal.
Huh. That's weird. Oh well. Going down more and more in the main comic section. Not seeing any too many contrary statements. Anti-woke memes says picture of Donald Trump as well as J.D. Vance says Americanism. You have Kamala Harris Tim Walz says socialism, getting 346 likes. So all said and done, pretty effective campaign, or a little campaign video. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually tune in and are motivated by it. I feel like a lot of the votes are locked in at this point, but let me know in the comments because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Going over to the business Blunder of the day, you have Waffles recalled. Nearly all of them, basically. It also goes to show you how many of them are actually made in the same factory, and how many of the brands are just brands in name only, with a lot of the OEM relationships. But this comes to us thanks to Dennis Justin at Fox 8. They say, quote, Waffles sold at Giant Eagle, Target, and Walmart recalled. And good rule of thumb, if you have any waffles in your freezer, just throw them away, because yeah, it is pretty much all of them. There's 85 pictures, or 85 pages of pictures. We'll scroll through them really quick, and we'll try to read some of the top ones. But one of the first ones, buttermilk waffles. Now they say, quote, frozen waffles sold under dozens of brands and dozens of different names at Giant Eagle, Walmart, and Target in stores in the U.S. and Canada have been recalled due to possible Listeria contamination. The waffles were sold in packages of various weights under Giant Eagle brand, Walmart's Great Valley brand, Target's Good and Gather brand, as well as Best Choice, Clover Valley, Kodiak Cakes, Top, and many other brands. Consumers should reference the UPC on the back of the carton, as well as the lot code and Best Buy dates with a full list of codes at treehousefoodtolls.com. Or if you have a lot of time on your hands, you can actually call call for any questions, 800-596-2903. Again, 800-596-2903. But let's look at all the brands. So you got buttermilk waffles, homestyle waffles, blueberry, was it multigrain waffles, waffle chip waffles, more homestyle waffles. I have breakfast best. Pretty tall claim. That's really the best breakfast. Brand is called Breakfast Best. Blueberry. Let's see. Breakfast Best cinnamon waffles. Pumpkin. They have pumpkin waffles. Breakfast Best just waffles homestyle plain. Chocolate chip. Jeez, how much stuff they put in waffles these days. Ew. You have always. The brand's name is Always Save, which technically you would save always by just not eating at all. So I'm not sure how accurate that product description is, but nevertheless, Always Save is also recalled. Funny, they also call it homestyle waffles. Best Choice. These are very ambitious titles for your foods. The Best Choice, like the best, better than the stuff mom used to make back in the day, better than made by scratch. I don't think so. Best Choice, alleged Best Choice waffles. In this case, clearly not the Best Choice waffles because they would make you sick. So false advertising yet again. I'm only partially kidding. Best Choice chocolate chip, Best Choice blueberry, Best Choice multigrain, Best Choice strawberry, Best Choice buttermilk waffle, chocolate chip, buttermilk, multigrain, blueberry, chocolate chip. Jeez, home style, but not the real home style. We also have essentials, which a waffle is not essential for life, let's be honest here, but nevertheless, the name of the grocery is called Home Essentials. SE Groceries Essentials Homemade Waffles. And again, we got home style, got buttermilk, got blueberry, Food Lion. That's another brand of waffles, apparently. Food Lion Waffles, home style, buttermilk. Kind of funny. Different brands, but the name of the actual product is the same. A lot of them are called, literally, buttermilk, home style. Their marketing department is slacking. Again, it's not like you have limited boxes. I mean, each box is going to be slightly different. But brands, we're going to make the names a little bit more different, but that's just me. We're about halfway. We're going to scroll up. We got Hanford, home style, Higher Harvest. We also have Kodiak, which I think people only know because of Shark Tank, and now they've grown a lot of popularity. We got Kodiak Waffles, which has a picture of the bear on it. Pretty much all theirs. Simple Truth, which is a brand. Simple Truth is simply sickening in this case. Okay, any other brands you might know? Quality Value? Clearly not in this case, Mr. Quality Value. Clearly not in this case. Pretty much all the flavors they make. See, more SC Grocers. Good and Gather brand. Pretty much all the flavors. Where this is neither good, but they did gather it for you to make you sick. See, any other Tops Waffles? I'll allow it. It's a pretty cool name. Very close to Topping. I'll allow it. Great Value, which of course that's Walmart's brand. See, it just goes to show you. I mean, Walmart Great Value is pretty great value. Oh, except that in this case it makes you sick. But overall, again, all of these, are they coming from the same plant, or are they using the same, just same core ingredients? Now, actually, there's a big warning. Oh no. On the Great Value Waffles, there's a big warning. I have to clarify though. Surely that can't be the real thing. Great. Let's see, Great Value. Let me see here. Let me scroll through. Great Value brands. It could be worse than we thought, folks. Let's see, Tops. And Great Value brand. Where did it go? Great Value. Let's scroll in a little bit more. Is that, dear God, a Canadian sticker on it. Ooh. A taste of tyranny? No, thank you, Canadians, with your anti-free speech and anti-gun rhetoric and, well, laws. Those Great Value Waffles are from Canada. Terrible, Walmart. I'm disappointed. You have another brand called Compliments. Not complimentary towards your diet. Western Family. Southern is better. Or Midwestern. But that's just me. So all the different flavors from them. Selection, that's another brand. All their flavors are recalled. Gaffarus Veluts. I didn't sneeze. That's an actual brand apparently as well. It's being recalled. Yeah, almost done. There's one just called Original. Oh, I think is it IKEA? Which I actually do think is kind of cute. They're like, their store brand is called like No Name brand, I think. I think that's them. And that also is being recalled. So yeah, they're pretty much if you've seen a waffle, just throw it away. A good rule of thumb. And again, this is kind of a continuation. We've seen this Australia operate more and more. Now, silver lining in this situation, according to this report, no one's been reported sick yet. And, it's just, but of course, you want to be safe because infections can be severe or fatal, especially young children, frail or elderly folks, or people that are immunocompromised. So again, I'm not a doctor, but that's what the article said. And just, one of those things where it's not worth the risk. Just throw it away if you have any waffles. And again, this is a big risk of if it's a giant factory, or if it's a single ingredient manufacturer. You have the utmost quality assurance because, again, when there's an error, you have this huge ripple effect of, again, that was 85 pages of different brands. And granted, a lot of them were the same. Some are brands with, different flavors. But yeah, dozens and dozens of different brands, but it was all a single source. So definitely need to step up the quality assurance. I gotta say, we'll call this Waffle Fiasco. That is certainly the business blunder of the day. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.